Hi friends, welcome to Annamaya IAS Academy. Today in this particular video, we will try to discuss about the horticulture sector in the overall Indian agriculture sector. You all know that horticulture plays a very important role in the Indian economy, especially in the Indian agriculture sector for a variety of reasons. For example, it plays a vital role in the Indian economy in terms of providing better nutrition. It is a source of better nutrition. It also offers alternate rural employment. So that's one thing. In addition to this, it also encourages a diversification in farming, crop diversification. You all know that in India we produce a lot of rice and wheat, but there is not much demand for rice and wheat in India. So that's why the farmers, they are not getting adequate revenue and income from these crops. So farmers have to produce those crops which are high value and there is a demand for, where there is a high demand in the market. So producing horticulture crops is a diversification of Indian agriculture. So it also promotes diversification and it raises farmers' income. When the farmers produce more and more horticulture crops, which are high value crops, where there is a demand in the market for such products, so it increases the revenue of the farmers. So these are the reasons why horticulture sector is very important. See, in 2016, if you remember, there was a committee appointed by Government of India. That was a interministerial committee. This was headed by Ashok Dalwai. So the purpose of this committee is to suggest measures how to double the farmers' income. And one recommendation made by Ashok Dalwai committee is diversification into high value agriculture, including horticulture. So one of the recommendations of Ashok Dalwai committee is diversification into high value agricultural crop, that is horticulture. Then if you see the horticulture production in India as of August 2025, as per the second advance estimates for the year 2024-25, the horticulture production increased from 280 million metric tons in 2013-14 to 367.72 million metric tons. So here you should remember, the horticulture production in India is much more than the production of food grains. In the earlier video we have seen the total production of food grains in this country 354 million metric tons. But here you see the total horticultural production being 367 million metric tons in 2024-25. So in 2013-14, it was at 280 million metric tons horticulture production. Now in the year 2024-25, it has increased to 367.72 million metric tons. So if you take the split of this, in the horticultural production, fruit production accounts for 114 million metric tons. Then vegetable production accounts for 219.67 million metric tons. And other horticultural crops, they account for 33.54 million metric tons. And again, if you see over a period of time how the horticultural production has improved, if you see in 2023-24, fruit production rose. So in 14-15, fruit production was 86 million metric tons. But in 2023-24, it has increased to 112.97 million metric tons. So this was an increase of 30%. Similarly, if you take vegetable production, so it was 169.47 million metric tons in 14-15. That has now increased to 207 million metric tons, which was an increase of 22%. It's not only an increase in the overall production, there was also an increase in the productivity. If you see the productivity levels with respect to fruits, it has increased from 14.17 to 15.8 metric tons per hectare. So per hectare, the yield of fruits has increased between 15-16 and 24-25 from 14.17 metric tons to 15.8 metric tons. Similarly, vegetables, they increased from 17.76 metric tons to 18.4 metric tons. So there was not only a overall increase in the horticultural production, but there is also an increase in the productivity of horticulture crops. What do you mean by productivity? Per hectare, per acre, yield also has increased. Then, if you see the total area under horticulture, it also has increased. Not only the production, but area under horticulture has also increased. The total area under horticulture, it increased to 29 million hectares in 2024-25. But if you see it in 2014-15, it was just a 23.41 million hectares. So from 23.41 million hectares, it increased to 29.267 million hectares in 2024-25. And there are reasons for this. So there were several initiatives taken by Government of India to encourage horticulture sector. One of them is Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture. So Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture is the most important scheme which was responsible for the increase in the area and also the production of horticulture crops. So it was started in 2014-15. The government has been implementing the Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture since 2014. And remember, this is a centrally sponsored scheme, not a central sector scheme. Centrally sponsored scheme means designed by the union government, implemented by the states, funding comes from both central and states. Similarly, in 2005-6, we had one more scheme called National Horticulture Mission. So National Horticulture Mission, it was launched in 2005-6, again as a centrally sponsored scheme. So it aims to ensure holistic development of the horticulture sector. So under this mission, the focus is ensuring supply of quality planting material, improving production and productivity, promoting and spreading modern technologies in horticulture, focusing on training and skill development in the sector, developing infrastructure for post-harvest management and marketing. And if you see the Northeast India, to develop horticulture in the Northeast India, there was a separate scheme which was started. This was Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan states. There was a separate scheme, Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan states. So this has been implemented as a centrally sponsored scheme. When it was started in 2001 and 2, it was called as a Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan state. So in Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan state, it was started in 2001-2. And when it was started, it was known initially as Technology Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture in the northeastern states. Initially, to promote horticulture in the Northeast India, there was a scheme which was initially called Technology Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture in the Northeastern states. Now it is being called as Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan states. So it was renamed from 2001-2002. But remember, from 2014-15 onwards, the Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan states scheme, it was merged with the Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture. So for the development of horticulture in the Northeast, now there is no separate scheme. It was made part of the Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture. So that's it about the horticulture sector in India. So it's important for your civil services, UPSC mains exam, prelims, Group 1 mains both in AP and Telangana. Hope that this video will be useful for you. Thank you and all the best.